Hey everybody, Brian back with you at Strong Tower, and I'm excited to bring you the session today. We're going to focus on upper body. I'm going to try to stay in frame. I don't know if any of you know, but I really like the game of basketball. I played growing up, I played in college, and it's a fantastic sport. I'm missing it right now, but just wanted to encourage you with this workout. In basketball, we talk about being a great finisher, and I think that's important not just in sport, but in life. So I've seen people have started some of our NeuroFit workouts, and we can see how much of the videos you watch, so we know whether you're finishing or not. So what I want to encourage you today to do is to be a great finisher. Try to finish this session. It's going to be an upper body focus. I want you to have some fun with it. You need 2 resistance bands. So grab a water bottle, grab a couple resistance bands if you want, and then we'll get right into it. So we're going to start warming up the upper body because it's an upper body focus with our upper body neuromechanic or nerve glide drills. Gentle stimulus for the nerves. So we want to extend the finger. Let's do one side at a time. Press the shoulder down. And then as you lift the shoulder, we're going to bring the head away and then press the shoulder down. So what I'm doing is sliding 2 parts of that nerve as it goes through the neck and then also down and through the shoulder. So we're just creating like this nice sliding motion, giving that nerve some healthy stimulus. Extend the other wrist, fingers are open, elbow straight, and we're going to lift the shoulder, push the head away, press the shoulder down, bring the head back towards that side. And let's do a few repetitions there as well. Really nice. Good. Next one, thumb across the palm. You're going to flex the wrist like you just shot a basketball. Again, you can tell I miss it. Extend the elbow, shoulder blade down, and we're going to do the same thing. Shoulder lift, head away. Press the shoulder down and head comes back to neutral. You guys are doing awesome. This is for your triceps, which we're going to work today. So we want to wake up the nerve that controls the muscles. So same thing, thumb across the palm, flex the wrist, shoulder down. Shoulder is internally rotated so that those fingers are sort of hidden from the camera here. And then we're lifting, pressing down, or hidden from whatever device you're watching this on. Good, way to work. And then we're going to move to ulnar nerve, so extend the wrist. This is like you're going up into your basketball shot. Elbow is going to come out to the side, elbow down, and then we're going to, again, lift the shoulder and press the head away. Good. You can do a little waving motion, sort of a joke, but also literally that does change tension on the nerve and provide some stimulus out towards the wrist and fingers, so good for it as well. Shoulder down. We got the elbow bent, fingers extended, and then we're going to drop the shoulder. Head can go away as you lift the shoulder again. Lift, press the head away. Good. Ulnar nerve. So this one is your one that runs through the carpal tunnel. So obviously a good one to do gently. And we can actually do some more specific palpation along the line in the nerve. So if you're ever curious about that, want to set up a time to look at it when we are back open. Or if you're out of state, you're going to have to fly in to do your ulnar nerve in-person work. From there, we're going to bend the elbow and press the shoulder down. We're going to push the hand back and the elbow forward. So this is for the deltoid muscles, kind of the classically thought of shoulder musculature, and really important for any shoulder movement, which we're going to be doing quite a bit of today. So we want to warm that one up too. Elbow bent again, about 30 degrees, not a big bend. Then we're going to push the hand back, elbow forward, shoulder down. Head can go away as the shoulder lifts, and then pushing that shoulder back down. So you should feel this one kind of in that cuff area, around kind of the base of the deltoid muscles there. So from there, let's go into some bouncing. You're just going to bounce up on your toes, light bouncing. Take a couple deep breaths as you're doing this one. I want to have you get into cross crawl. So we're going to bring your opposite knee to elbow. So you need to know your lefts and rights, opposite sides here. So we're going to go cross body, opposite knee to elbow. If your range of motion is here, good. Work with what you got, pain-free range. Always practicing that. And if it hurts, reduce the range of motion until it doesn't. If it still hurts, slow it down until it doesn't. Let's go to rotation. So we're going to pivot right to left, let the arms swing. Taking a couple deep breaths. Doing awesome. Good. We've done elbow circles before. Today I want to connect a top to bottom elbow circle. So I'm going to go slow at first, and then we'll speed them up a little bit. I want you to make a loose fist. Elbow's going to start locked. And then we're going to bring the back of that hand in towards your face around the top. So that's a top elbow circle. Let's do one more of those. Come around the top. Now we're going to go bottom elbow circle. So we're going to actually scoop the hand in towards the ribs, keeping the elbow high, pushing it back out and around. So we're rotating palm up to palm down, and then bring it back through. So now let's go top to bottom to top to bottom. Doing great. Let's speed it up a little bit. So we want to keep that smooth, full range of motion, swinging the loose fist out and around, and then back in towards the face and then towards the ribs. You can shake that out. Really nice work. So great coordination drill. When we start to piece those together, it almost creates like this figure 8 pattern with the top and the bottom circle. So around the top, bottom, around the top. Let's go nice and slow. Extend the elbow, lock it out. You're going to roll that back palm up towards the ribs to palm down, back to the top, around, lock it out, and then come into the ribs, lock it out, palm down, and then let's speed it up. You guys are doing great. Good. You got this. Keep going. You got the coordination, kind of the smoothness of the movement. Try to speed it up a little bit. Really nice. So top to bottom elbow circles. Let's move to the shoulders. So shoulder circles. Let's go into feet together. We're going to bend the knees just a little bit to kind of get a little slight stretch in the ankle, get the quads engaged. Not a super deep squat here, but just like a slight knee bend. From there, loading the lower body a little bit, we're going to do shoulder circles. I want you to start with a side circle. So we're going to make a loose fist again, thumb on top. And I want you to go nice and slow, focusing on lengthening through the crown of your head, nice and tall. Reverse direction. We're going to do a couple different positions here. Slow first, and then let's speed it up. So let's go ahead and speed it up. This is going to challenge your core, challenge all the way down, feeling this in the ankles. Challenging the balance a little bit. With a higher velocity, you can kind of feel how the body has to adjust with that long arm out to the side. Same thing on the other side, so let's start slow. Again, lengthen nice and tall. Keep breathing through these. Way to go, reverse direction, slow. Nice job. Let's go ahead and speed it up. And then reverse direction. Good. Let's go back to that first side. We're going to reach cross body. The elbow stays locked. And we're going to start with a nice slow circle, staying tall. Chest is forward, eyes are forward, head is forward still. Reverse direction, nice and slow. Good. Keep that elbow locked. And then go ahead and speed it up. Good. Reverse direction. Nice work. Way to push through. Awesome. Whew. And then same thing on the other side. So you can come up out of the ankle bend, knee bend second, and then let's drop back into it. Arm across the body, lock the elbow. Start nice and slow, staying long and tall. Heart rate should be coming up a little bit. Getting warmed up. Good. Nice, slow, other direction, and then speed it up. Staying long and tall through the spine, keeping that midline stable. Good speed both directions. Whew. And then shake it out. Good. Let's do one more. So for me, from a functional neurology standpoint, just after knowing some assessments, doing some assessments, and knowing which side I need to focus more movement on to create more cortical activation on the opposite side, I know for me it's left side. So if you know, fantastic. You can do one side or you can work on both at home. If you need to do some assessments, feel free to hop on a Zoom call with us. So this one we're going to reach overhead, lock the elbow, and start nice and slow overhead. Either Zoom or in person, totally doable to do some neuro assessments and then find out which side we might need more activation or more work on. Moving the body actually creates brain activation patterns, and that can help create functional balance in not just your body, but your brain, which is probably even more important. So if you have questions about that, just let us know. Shake that out. Good. So just going left side for that one, because I know I need more left side stimulus for more right cortex activation. and that makes my brain happy. So you can get specific with a lot of the movements that we're going to do today. Great to do in the warm-up too. So wrist circles, we're going to go ahead and circle the wrist around. Again, lengthening crown of the head. If you can do wrist circles in front, you can watch them. You can even bounce the eyes back and forth, do like a saccadic eye movement from right to left. That's with your visual system. Now let's try it without your visual system. So reach the arms behind, and I want you to wrist circle behind you. And even though you can't see it, we should have a good brain map, or proprioceptive map it's called, for that wrist joint, no matter where it is in space, whether you moved it off to the side, behind, up top, overhead. We should be able to, get in frame, should be able to wrist circle in any of those different positions. So just some ideas for you to play around with. Make sure you keep your training novel, keep it fresh, keep it fun. You can do those on a walk. Wrist circles, hand figure eights, really fun to get some brain activation while you're doing some other movement as well. So thoracic spine we're going to move into next. I want you to grab a lighter band. If you have two today, fantastic. We'll go with a lighter one to start. If you have one, that's going to work just fine as well. So we're going to press hands out, have the band wrapped around my rib cage, shoulder blade area. And so with a little bit of knee bend, I'm going to go feet together on this one, drop into the knee bend, ankle bend. I'm going to round my back and then extend and let that band pull me up into nice exaggerated extended posture, and then exhale and round again. Inhale, extend. So really focusing on where that band is, trying to create some nice movement through those spinal segments. Let's go ahead, relax out for a second, and then we're going to push the arms out to the side. And now, with just a little bit of light contact, band again across that mid-back area. Where the band is, I want you to focus tilting through the spine. So we're going to go right to left, and then right to left. Really good. These are doing great. Then we're going to rotate and side bend. Rotate and side bend. Rotate and side bend. Again, focusing on adding that movement coupling in where the band is. So if we start with rotation in the thoracic spine, the coupling pattern for the vertebrae in the spinal column goes first rotation and then lateral bend in towards that side where we rotated. So we're going to rotate, side bend, rotate, side bend, rotate, side bend. Again, pain-free range of motion. Let's do one more each way. So you'll notice as I do rotation, side bend, I'm getting a little bit more range of motion each time, and it's because of that coupling pattern. We're utilizing how the vertebrae move and couple over one another. Sorry, rotation first, side bend, rotation, side bend. We're utilizing just how those vertebrae relate to each other in that coupling pattern to get a little bit more range of motion. So rotation again, going the other way, rotate, side bend, rotate, side bend, rotate, side bend, rotate, side bend. Whew, all right. So getting the muscles active along either side of the spine, really good for working on alignment and stability in the spinal column. So from there, I want to get into the shoulder blades and the upper back. So we're going to do one more with that same setup around the upper back shoulder blade area. So I want you to keep one arm bent, so I don't have a lot of tension on this side, but I'm going to punch out, lock the elbow on this other side. And then I'm shrugging, pulling back, pushing down, gliding through that upper back and shoulder blade area, trying to make sure I'm getting 4 different parts of that movement. So the shoulder blade's going forward, it's going up, it's going back, and it's going down. And each of those should have a little bit of their own unique increased movement in each direction. So same thing other side, go ahead and release one side, punch the other arm straight. Let's go up, back, down with the shoulder blade, forward with the shoulder blade, up, back, down, forward. Can smooth it out into a circle, but sometimes it's helpful to just break down each of those 4 points, almost thinking like you're drawing more of a box with the shoulder upper back area. We want that shoulder blade to move really well over the rib cage. It's going to help with shoulder function. So elbow circles, next one we're going to go against the wall. So I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see the right elbow here. So we're going to elbow circle, kind of like a half push-up. You can load this as much as you want by moving the feet. So less load is going to be feet close to the wall. More load will get the feet away from the wall. So I'm going to bend the elbow, circle it around in space, and then come back through. So elbow comes in, down, around, in, down, around, and back up. So other direction. Good. Same thing on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and load. Elbow around in that circle pattern. Job. Good. Make sure you're breathing through this, staying long and tall through the spine. And elbow circle, focusing on one side at a time. Really good work. So we're prepping those triceps, prepping the shoulders to move well. Then let's go quick through hips, ankles, and knees. So I want you to hang on to the wall if you need to for balance. We're going to extend the leg out in front and hip circle. Good. I want you to speed up for a couple reps. And then go the other direction fast for a couple reps. Good. Same thing. Good control at first, holding on if you need to, and then speed it up. And then slow hip circle, focusing on that ball and socket joint in the hip, and then speed it up a little bit. Nice job. Good. Let's go to a side lunge position. Doesn't have to be super deep. You're going to bend one knee slightly, bring that knee around in a circle pattern. So knee out, forward, in, and then lock. Out, forward, in, and then lock, and then reverse direction. Again, lengthen, breathe. Should feel a gentle stretch in the ankle while you're going through the knee circle. Same thing on the other side, so you're going to load more to that opposite side. Staying long and tall, good. Should have your heart rate up by now. Should be feeling fairly warmed up, especially in the upper body. Let's go into ankle circles. We're going to go ahead and extend the leg. And then focusing on the ankle joint, big circles one way, then the other way. Nice job. Good. Focusing on nice, smooth, controlled movement as you go. You got this. Good. Keep it up. All right, you got through the warm-up. And then that was all to prep you for some great resistance band upper body strength work. So let's get after it. Get better, get stronger today. So we're going to go bounce and cross crawl one more time. So just a light bounce. Good. And then we're going to go opposite knee to elbow again. Cross crawl it out. Good. So that's step one. We're going to go through 2 rounds of all the movements today. We're shooting for somewhere in the 10 to 15 repetition range. You do what works well for you. So for each movement as we go now, we're going to go 10 to 15 reps. First one we're doing is a seated resistance band row. Just a quick note, if the bands do bother your hands at all, you can get at Lowe's or maybe online some handles. So just these black handles, and then I have a carabiner attached there, and you can just clip that carabiner right onto the band, and then you have a closed loop jump stretch band with handles on it. So I'm going to go ahead and loop around the feet, double loop the band so that it essentially has 2 handles, like a loop on the right, a loop on the left. You can extend the knees as far as you want to increase tension. So more knee extension is going to be more tension on the band. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and then we're going to pull, elbows back, chest up, keeping the shoulders down and back. This is the heavier band for me, so if you're using 2, I suggest going with the tougher one for this exercise. I think we're at about 10. Knock out a couple more. Whew. Great job. Good. I'm going to go with the lighter band. Actually, I'm going to stick with this one. So you could go lighter, heavier. It's up to you for this next one. So we're going into a chest press with a V-sit. So the V-sit, a couple options. First thing I want is my pelvic tuck or tail tuck. That's important. So we're not cramming that tailbone down into the ground. We're actually tucking, kind of protecting pelvis, low back, tailbone, low back. From there, feet can be down. That's going to be modification or kind of option 1. More challenging feet can come up. So if you want to challenge your stability point and balance a little bit, you can bring the feet up. Then we're going to press out. So arms go out, extending through. Good. So this is bilateral, or both sides working together. I really like unilateral. So you can also hold one side and then dynamically go out with the other. I said I need more left side work. So I'm going to finish up the V-sit with a few presses just out with that left arm. Whew, starting to feel those in the chest, shoulders. Great work. Then we're going into triceps. So the chest press was just to warm your triceps up. We're going to get into the lighter band and a tricep extension. So I want the band under your foot, and that foot is opposite from the hand that's going to hold the band. So foot is opposite from the working side. You're going to bring that elbow up towards the ceiling. I like you're driving elbow up first. Elbow stays up, and then we're going to knock out some tricep extensions. So if you notice, my forearm's the only thing moving. I'm going to shoot for 12 here, but the back of the arm and the upper arm is really what's working as I drive that forearm back. So not doing one of these, not a row, but a tricep extension, extending through that elbow and get that forearm to travel through space. Great job. Same thing on the other side. So we got foot forward. Whew, starting to sweat a little bit. That's a good sign. Way to go at home. You got this. Here we go. So elbow up. Step one. Then we're going to extend through that elbow. Let's knock out another 10 to 15 reps here on this side. Good. You got this. And 12. Good. Way to push through. From there, we got bicep curls. We're going to add a little bit of a pause on these. So when you go into the bicep curl, you're going feet on the band. So you're stepping into that closed loop with both feet. Then we're curling up, keeping the elbows down, but bringing the forearm up. Pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back down. So let's go for 10 like that. Here we go. 5 seconds at the top. You got this. Squeeze the bicep, and then down, control. That's 2. Nice. Up, squeeze. 2, 1, and back down. Good. That's 3. Here we go. Up for 4. And back, control. Good. Up for 5. Good. Woo. Who said you couldn't get your heart rate up working the upper body? Good job. Come down, control. Way to push through. Here we go. Up for 6, 2, 3, 5. Nice control coming down. Up for 7. You got this. And down with some control. Again, you could go unilateral on this. So working one side or the other. You can go 2 up, pause, 5 seconds, down with 1. On the concentric or the way up, you could go 2, pause at the top, release 1, and then come down with some control. Good job. Let's go one more. 5-second hold at the top. Squeeze the biceps, shoulders are back still, and then drop in, nice and controlled. Whew. Way to go. So the last one we got is for the upper back muscles and the back of the shoulder. So a really important area, tends to get underworked in a lot of individuals. So we do a lot out in front of our body, but people often don't exercise the muscles on the posterior side, upper back, and back of the shoulder. So we're going to go ahead and get into a hinge position. You got the lighter band. If you got 2, we're going hips against the wall. So we're going to step out about a foot, 1.5 feet from the wall. Push the hips back into a hip hinge. So I'm using that wall just as a point of stability, keeping my back nice and straight. So from there, we're going to pull the band apart, squeeze the shoulder blades together slightly, and come back down with control. So I want to go for, again, 10 to 15 reps. You got this? Shoulder blades, you're thinking down and back. Whew. Way to go. You got this. Here we go. Good. Almost there for round 1. Got one more exercise. Whew. Just because I didn't want the lower body to feel completely left out today, we're going to do a few squats. So if squats are an issue, you know, whatever body part may not really love them, you can go through a couple different options, like a quarter wall sit while we do our squats, and just hang out there, work on engaging those quad muscles. Or you can just go shorter range of motion. So dropping slight range of motion, pain-free range, and then coming back up. Whew. I'm gonna grab water. Hopefully you guys got some water too. Grab a swig. And we're going air hunger squats. So not just any squats. We're gonna hold, do a breath hold while we're doing squats. So for me, I'm likely not gonna get 10 or 12 reps in while I'm holding my breath. What we can do is do 5, exhale during those 5, then I'm gonna hold my breath, not breathe in for the next 5 or so. So that's my goal. You can shoot for 3, 4, 5, 6 for air hunger repetitions, and that's where you're not breathing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Deep breath, and then exhale for the first 5. Breath hold. Whew, and recover. Whew. So should be able to recover within a couple breaths on a good air hunger drill. Talked to a couple people about maybe that you don't really like air hunger. If that drill feels threatening or too stressful for you, another great option is to hold your breath on an inhale. So somebody who's had experience with swimming I was talking to, they're like, why do you exhale and then hold your breath? When I swim, I always inhale and hold, right? Then you have that air and you still have the exhalation process is the next process in the respiratory pattern. So that's a great point. We exhale because you build up carbon dioxide faster. We want to make you more resilient, more resistant, and basically not resistant, but tolerant to the level of carbon dioxide that you can build up in your body before you have to breathe. So that's what we're working on with air hunger. If you need to inhale, hold your breath, please do. So that's a great option. It's going to accomplish that same or similar carbon dioxide buildup. You just won't build up carbon dioxide quite as fast if you inhale first, because then you have to go through the exhale process. So that's the ins and outs of a couple options on air hunger. We're going to cycle back through a second round, so we're going to go bouncing. Whew, you got this. Remember at the beginning we talked about being a finisher? So I want you to finish strong. Here we go. Round 2, you can do it. Stick with it. We're going to see 100% through on this video is what I hope. So we're going to cross crawl. Good. Knee to elbow. Going opposites. You got this. Good. Especially if lower body's been a concern for you. Maybe that's why you haven't been doing some of the sessions. This is an upper body focus, so no excuses. You can do it. Let's knock out the second round. If you get 5 reps per exercise, great. Do what you can do. If you get 10, great. If you get 15, great. I'm going for about 12 because I know that's what's going to challenge me today. It might be different days, so you might come back through this session in a week or 2. You might say, hey, I want to do some more upper body. Kareen's got an upper body session coming out. I might want to do Kareen's upper body. Fantastic. So like maybe you get 5 reps today. Jot that down in your training journal. Maybe next time you're shooting for 8 reps. So just work on getting a little bit better, maximizing your energy levels. You know when you're having a good day versus a not so great day. Totally fine to do less reps on those days where you need a little bit more recovery focus. But still get the movement in. That's key. So we're going to go seated banded row. Double loop around the arch of the foot. You got this. So sitting up tall, extend the knees as much as you want to create tension on that band as you pull the elbows back and down. Good. Way to breathe. I like to exhale on the exertion, on the pull here. Good job. So we're going V-sit chest press again. So we're going to loop again around the mid-back. Hook the thumbs through. I got the band hooked around the thumb, sitting up nice and tall. Leaning back slightly to get the abs to engage. Again, thinking posterior pelvic tilt, so tuck the tail. And then we're going to drive out. I'm going to lock the elbows on these. I'm going to finish up with a couple on the left. Again, just because I know functional neurological balance matters, and I know that left side needs more work. From there, we're going to go tricep extensions. So we're stepping in 1 foot forward. I'm going to go ahead, Bend the knees slightly, and then bring the elbow up. Opposite hand is holding. Then we're going tricep extension. You got this. Way to drive back, locking that elbow as you finish that movement. Nice job. Good. Let's switch feet, switch hands. Just going to attach under that opposite foot, get arch of foot set up. Again, a little bit of forward bend in that lunge position. Elbow comes up, and then elbow extends back. Great job. So that forearm should be moving through space. Get a nice strong wrist position. Good posture. Breathe. You could add holds on these, so if you wanted to get a nice burn in the tricep, lock, hold for a few seconds, just like we did with biceps. Shake that out. Great job. Good. From there, we're going to go biceps again. I'm going to go with the lighter band this time. Round 2. Feeling it. And I want you to pause. Instead of at the top for 5 seconds, we're going to challenge a little bit more. Come down to kind of that mid-range of motion at a 90-degree elbow. So setting up with both feet in the band again. I'm going to go into kind of a hammer grip. So I got thumbs up. You're going to pull up, come down to the halfway point, 90 degrees. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop all the way back to a straight arm. And come all the way up. Good. Pause halfway down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way to go. And all the way back out. Good. Coming up, go down halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We got 3. And then all the way down, stretch them out. Come back up, fire the biceps, all the way full range of motion, halfway hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way back out. Good. You could add side steps into these. So if you wanted to start working lower body, working the hips a little bit, side steps for the glute medius, fantastic exercise. So just a side note, take a little pause on the biceps. Come down halfway, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way to go. Release out. Here we go. So I think we're on number 7. And then down halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Good. Here we go. Up. And then down. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way to knock it out. Good. We got one more. Up. All the way. Down halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way to finish strong, you guys. Really good. We got 2 more exercises, and then we're cooling it down. So way to finish this one out. Here we go. We got bent over reverse flies. So we're going to go with that lighter band again. We got hips set up against the wall. Feet are out about 1.5 feet. We're going to push butt back like I'm just sitting, my hips butt into the wall. And then we got palms facing out. We got a grip over each end of the band. You're going to come out, squeeze again, shoulder blades together, back down with control. Okay, here we go. Way to breathe, way to pull shoulder blades together. Should feel the back of the shoulder, that upper back working. Really important musculature for posture. Keeping balance in the shoulders. Good. You can also do unilateral on these too. So I'm going to finish up the last couple, keeping the right one fairly still. Whew. Just driving back dynamic on the left. So we're doing a little bit more work. Again, left side. Last one, we got air hunger squats again. So we're going to demo this with you, showing you the inhale instead of the exhale. It's tough to see or show really on camera, but inhale, I'm going to do a few squats. So let's say actually normal breathing, do a few squats. Then take an inhale and hold it. Pause the breathing. Keep going on the squats. Okay? So normal breathing for 5. On number 5, I'm going to take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, and 5 more. Good. And then you can start your exhale when you need to. So for some people, it's going to feel a little bit easier, not quite as threatening or stressful, just because you know that you have that breath in, you have that oxygen available, and then you can go through the exhale process. Stop the squats when you need to. Good job. Whew, you did it. So a couple nerve glides. We'll go upper body again to finish. So shoulder blades down. Let's do both at the same time this time. So we got open hands, elbows extended, shoulders down. Let's just do a gentle side to side motion. Really nice, good. Let's go fingers open, elbows bent just about 30 degrees. Push the hands back, elbows forward, and then rock head side to side again. Think about lengthening through the crown of your head as you do that side to side tilt. Good, shake that out. Let's go ahead and drive the elbows up, fingers are open, shoulder blades are down, staying long and tall again, and then tilting head gently right to left, lengthening towards the wall to the right, lengthening towards the wall to the left. So we're not collapsing the neck on itself, we're lengthening into that range of motion. Really good. From there, thumb across the palm. Let's get the one for triceps, the radial nerve. So thumb across the palm, flex the wrist. Fingers are pointed away from whatever you're watching this on. And then elbows are locked, shoulder blades are down. Then we're going gentle head tilts again, staying long in the side to side motion. Woo, good. Way to breathe, way to finish. All right, shake that out. We're gonna finish up with some rotations, a little bit of light bouncing, and a little bit of a flow. So we did wrist, elbow, and shoulder in the warm-up. I want you to just walk through sort of a movement flow, going through those joint circles, but segmenting or sequencing rather, one right into the next one. So a little bit of bouncing, and then we'll go wrist, elbow, shoulder, bring the head across as if we're passing over to the other side, and then go shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then back up. We'll finish off where we started. So go ahead and bring the arm out to the side. We're going to start with a wrist circle. Then we're going to lock the elbow, move that up to an elbow circle, flow that into a shoulder circle, bring your head to that side. We're going to pass with the head tilt to the other side and shoulder circle. Nice job. Back around. Let's flip that to an elbow circle. Good. And then next one, we're going to lock the elbow and flow that right into a wrist circle. Nice job. Good. From there, come back to the elbow. Nice. Let's flow that into a front shoulder. Let's tilt the head to that side. We're going to pass that shoulder circle off to the other shoulder. Out in front, elbows locked. Nice. Come back up to neutral with the head. And then let's elbow circle. We're going to lock the elbow on the next one. And then wrist circle to finish out. Woo! Way to go, you guys. Thanks for working hard with me. I got to sweat a little bit. I hope you did too. And keep working on the NeuroFit workouts. If you're local, we really hope to see you soon. We're hoping that's in the next 2 weeks here. So we'll see you guys. Thanks.